Ever since this defund the police thing and not back in the blue, carjacking's been skyrocketing. Now, I'm from Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, there was recently a Lyft driver who was carjacked, or they made an attempt to carjack him. However, he had a firearm on him, and he actually defended his vehicle, and fought the bad guys away. Now, they were shot. I'm not sure if they lived or died. I know that they basically went to the hospital, so their condition is questionable. But carjackings are a real thing, and firearms is very essential. It's a tool that you need, especially when you're in the inner city and you're dealing with a bunch of violent, a very violent community. You never know who's a good guy, who's a bad guy, who want money, who don't want money. And what they do is in Philadelphia, they actually bump the back of your car, because then you just think that you're like in this normal little fender bender, and then you stop, you may get out your car, and then that's how they get you. Dude hit his car and got out with the shotgun and tried to jack him. So this is a real thing that's going on. Check this video out.
Police say that a Lyft driver shot at two men attempting to take his car in one of the city's latest attempted carjackings.
And these two guys in their 20s intentionally rear-end this Infiniti. That's the thing that's happening right now. They bump you to make you stop and get out. And they do it right in front of people, so they don't even care. And this Infiniti driver has a woman passenger in his back seat, and it takes two bumps from him to say, hey, what's going on? And when he gets out, the passenger in a Honda gets out with an automatic rifle and points it at him, again, in front of witnesses. And he gets out with his hands up and says, hey, you can have my car, but let me get this lady out. I'm a Lyft driver. Let me get her out, because you don't want to take her and have a kidnapping. So they let him get her out of there, and then he waits for the carjacker to get into his car. Then he pulls his gun, and he has a concealed carry permit, because you would think every Lyft driver and Uber driver who doesn't want to die on the job would have that as well. Here's the second scene. This is where his car ends up just about 2 blocks away, and look at the bullet holes. He blows the driver through the window, through the door handle, through the door frame, hits that guy at least twice in the torso, and that guy stops just 3 blocks away, right on Parkside Avenue, right at Fairmount Park, and falls out of the driver's side. And people call police thinking, hey, there's a shooting victim here. Meantime, he then turns to the Honda and shoots that driver through the passenger side of that. That guy makes it 2 blocks in the opposite direction after making a U-turn, and he collapses at Lancaster and 43rd Street. And then so more people call cops there. Meanwhile, he calls the police with his female passenger and witnesses who tell police the whole story, and they realize these two guys that they rushed to the hospital are now not victims, but prisoners.
I always try to make this clear. When it comes to all of this inner city violence, we the people vote for these stupid politicians that's very, very anti-police. They're soft on crime. A lot of these criminals know if they carjack you, if they try to rob you, they're going to get right back out of jail. A lot of these inner cities where the liberals are in charge, they basically have a way you could get out of jail without any bail. And then the victim is still out, and they might hunt you down. So then you're not even going to snitch on a person. So the people that want to take your right away to bear arms are the same people who's in favor of defunding the police, and they're the people who don't believe that you're smart enough or should have the capability to defend yourself. And the best way to defend yourself in a crazy city like Philadelphia is to carry a firearm. And for everybody, if you don't have a firearm, go get one. And if anything, at the least, keep it inside of your house, even though your vehicle is an extension of your home. So if you live in a state where you can legally still carry, make sure at the minimum you have a firearm inside of your car. Ammo's back down. It's almost back to normal. Ammo is available. Get yourself some 9mm or whatever type of gun you want to purchase. Make sure you get the ammo for it. But having a firearm is very essential. The Second Amendment is being questioned in the Supreme Court justice, and I think it's going to make a huge change, and it's going to be very, very pro-American when they actually come out with that result, I believe. Let's go, Brandon, and Happy New Year to everybody. Make sure you get a firearm if you don't have one. Be very careful in the inner cities, Philadelphia, Chicago, all of these cities. Make sure you're careful. Carjackings are increasing like crazy. They're increasing in crazy numbers. Look it up if you don't believe me. But stories like this is happening nonstop. In Philadelphia, there was like a politician who was actually pro-criminal. I forget her name, but she got carjacked by like 5 people and thrown out of her car. And she was one of the people in favor of defunding the police. And the cops actually took, once her vehicle was stolen, the cops took maybe 30, 40 minutes to actually arrive and then take a report down. And that's basically all they're really going to do is take a report. A lot of these people, they got cousins, they got friends who already got car shops, and they go rip the car apart. They don't care about no VIN number. If you got a tracking device, they know how to dismantle that thing and get rid of it. It ain't no problem. And they take your rims, they take your seats out, they take your windows out. They use your car for scraps. They make a huge amount of money off of it. So you got to be really careful. Philadelphia ain't no joke. For the people that like to ride them 4-wheelers and dirt bikes in Philadelphia, hey, I know it looks fun, but it is dangerous because they going up to people and jacking them off them things right away. If you ain't getting caught by the police, you might get caught by Pookie and Ray Ray, and you damn sure can make a lot of money off of them 4-wheelers and dirt bikes, and they be popping them things all the time in Philly and in New York. Be real careful with that. Be careful. Watch yourself. Watch your back. Make sure you stay armed, especially if you live in a city where you can stay armed. And my suggestion is move away from these dangerous cities, man. It's getting really bad, and they don't care because the police are defunded, and they're just letting people right out of jail, and they're not even going hard on crime. So it's really making it easy for criminals and much harder to be just a simple law-abiding citizen. Anyway, let me know what you think of that. Like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you tune into my lives. Peace.